Am I live yet? Am I live yet? I believe I am. Hello, Curious Georgia and Laura K. Mike Smith. There's a tsunami warning from this earthquake in Alaska. They're saying some water has been receding. Let's see if I can share the screen here. I just want to cover this for a little while as possible. Rebecca Lynn, blessings. Thank you. Can y'all hear me good? Thank y'all for coming in. It could be within the next hour, next 15 minutes, next 2 hours. Nobody knows. I'm hearing a lot of guessing going on. Yeah, so let's get over here to the screen and share it. Just something to cover here to see if there's danger. Breaking, drop everything and evacuate now. Tsunami warning for Sandpoint, Alaska. A powerful earthquake just struck. Y'all know what time it struck. I put a video out a while ago. It's got several hundred views already. Yeah, that video I put out has got 502 views and only 37 thumbs up, 16 comments. Somebody was telling me they're in Nevada and they heard a loud boom at the same time of this earthquake. So, I mean, I don't know what to say about that. Residents are told to evacuate immediately in the Sandpoint area. I'm going to try to keep up with the chat here a little bit, but appreciate y'all coming in and hitting that thumbs up. Wendy B got my alert. I'm 100-foot elevation. I'm good. Are you in Alaska? Hello, Willie. Willie's in Arizona. Dutch Sense is on live now, Super Dave. Well, I didn't know that. I wanted this guy I found over here. Yeah, there was alarms going off. I'm sure Dutch Sense can take care of it, but I'm just trying to share the screen a little bit. I was trying to see if there's actually going to be a tsunami. Hello, Laura K, Wendy B,
within the
Daryl
next
Calhoun.
10 minutes, at least around Sandpoint.
Yes.
So hopefully
Wendy
everybody
B's
in
in
Sandpoint
Alaska.
has moved to higher ground. If you're in that area, please get to higher ground. Move now.
I saw how the waves were reverberating, that they could. I'm going to go over here in just a moment to this guy that's live. Alaska alert, 7.2 magnitude earthquake hits Alaska Peninsula. Tsunami warning issued for parts of Alaska. There's this other guy. He's watching the. So let's go on over there to him. Appreciate y'all coming in and hitting that thumbs up, everyone. We get the information out here. This guy, I don't know who he is right now, but he's live. He's watching the waves over here on X. So, yeah, I'll show you right here. I believe this is him. Let me see. He's live. Where did I lose him? There's a guy live over here. I'm telling you, he's watching the waves and everything. He's got like 6,000 people in his chat on X. I don't know what happened to him, but we'll find him. I don't know what happened to him. It's crazy. Stuff disappears, but he's live. What? Here we go, y'all. Yeah. Hold on a minute. The screen kind of messed up again. I'm coming back. I'll get him on here live. He's showing whether if the waves are going to come up or not. I hope it shows this. Let's give it a try. I tried 2 or 3 different ways, and it's like you can only share one screen at a time. So, yeah, we'll play him. We'll get him on. Let me do away with these other 2 screens. I don't claim to be a professional. I just try to do my best.
Like Seward, but look at this. They're all going up.
Do they have an ETA on the earthquake yet?
It's on its way.
So Seward, according to the map, light rain 55 degrees. It's in southern Alaska. So it's a little bit south of that where I was showing you the live feed in the water. It's on the other side of Cooper Landing.
That we don't get waved.
He's over there. That Oakland Raiders fan is over there.
All right, so that's a video that's going out. Oh, there's a lot of the live feed now has a lot of boats going out in the water. What's going on here? Look like people are moving. Oh, look what they're doing is they're moving all the airplanes. They're getting the airplanes out of there. That's what they're doing. Quickly. I think that's what they're doing is getting these airplanes out of there. Right along the water. Dude, this water's getting a little bit more edgy, isn't it?
As I show this for a few minutes, I'll be searching a few other things in the background. If there is a tsunami, hopefully we'll sit here and witness it live. I don't know. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't happen at all. Thank you, Creek Mary, everyone for coming in. Tsunami is coming. I hope not. I've been evacuated from Seward after an earthquake. I'm going to play this like I say.
Yo, that's what they're doing. I think they're moving the aircraft. We saw another aircraft just take off. We got one here. They were moving another one away. Now they got somebody out there on the bay there on the water. I think they know it's possible it could come here. Holy smokes. So I think we're going to see some activity around here possibly soon. They're saying confirmed tsunami. See, they got the airplanes so close to the water there. This water definitely looks more choppy than it was when we first started the feed. Are they air taxis? But lately, in the last 5 minutes, we've been seeing a lot of activity. It's definitely got more choppy, and people are saying that in the chat. I 100% agree with that. The water has gotten more and more choppy since we started. I'm reversing my live right now. Yeah, the water's gotten extremely more choppy. Think about.
Blue Light, Wayne DePayne, hello. Renslow, good to see you, ma'am. The Watchman, good to see y'all. Laura K. Thigman, yes, the Watchman still watching. Thank y'all for coming in. I'm just going to cover this for a little while. See if a tsunami actually happens. They showed like the reverberation, I'll call it. If a tsunami hits, say, in this area of Alaska, they saying maybe it would be a lighter tsunami that would hit the West Coast. I don't know. I mean, this is something I read earlier.
Look at that. What?
But as you can see, this is live. As you can see, they're moving airplanes away from the water. Let me catch this up a little bit. They're now calling it a 7.3. At preliminary, it was a 7.2 magnitude earthquake.
I know people probably are on extreme high alert and edge right now in this area because of this tsunami warning. In effect.
This guy is live on X. I'm trying to look in the background and see if I notice anything different than what's being said.
I want to see him go back down towards the water. Air traffic control. Matter of fact, let me go on flight radar and see if the flight's all around there.
I mean, you kind of don't.
I'm going to go to flight radar.
Know where to look, you know.
See what I can find up in the sky there.
Look it up.
And see if we got a lot of helicopters or anything up in the area. Aircraft traffic control. You know, at one point, if we get towns that get underwater or anything like that, they're going to have to do a lot of air traffic. There is a lot of flights. You know what's interesting? If you look on Flight Radar 24, there are so many flights grounded up there.
Let me see. I'll show you. Let's go back here a minute. I'll come back to the. You're not missing anything yet. So, yeah, no tsunami has occurred or anything. What I'm trying to do is go over here and show you. Yeah, and I'll get wishy-washy, confused, and everything else. This takes time, y'all. I mean, really, I hope nothing happens. What I want to do is share a little bit of the. All right, but finally I got there. Right here is a coast. This could be a sign of an incoming tsunami wave. Right here, this was taken earlier. It doesn't say what time, but as you can see, the coast has receded somewhat over here on your left screen. Let's go ahead and click on this. Yeah, just moving around a lot. If there's a tsunami, we're going to see it. Somewhere or another, we're going to see it. This was very shallow, like 12 miles deep. Sorry about that. It kind of jumps around a lot. If you run a channel, you'll know what I mean. It's hard to control everything. As you can see, water was receding. Let me go back to that. I'd have to pause it. There was horns going off. I'm going back to this. I'm going to read the little information here to the right. It says breaking. Water is now receding. Let me find it, see if there's a time stamp on it. Water is now receding along the Alaskan coast following the 7.3 earthquake. A clear sign a tsunami is approaching. Residents of Sandpoint, Alaska have been ordered to evacuate immediately. The National Weather Service and the U.S. Tsunami Warning Center have issued an urgent alert for all low-lying areas. If you're in or near Sandpoint, get to a higher ground now. Avoid beaches, docks, harbors. If you can evacuate, shelter. If you cannot evacuate, shelter in the upper floors of a sturdy building. There's people putting comments, like I said, someone in Nevada a while ago on the video that I put up got over 500 views now. I get a lot of good comments about, things that's happening to and around people. But this person in Nevada, I believe it was, said there was a loud boom sound across the skies. I'm trying to let y'all know. I mean, people said that before about these earthquakes. Y'all remember there was like a 5.3 or something near San Diego a few months ago? And people were saying there was like a loud boom. I'm just putting it out there, what people say and what I see and read out there, y'all. Do not return. A tsunami is coming. Time is running out, according to this post over here. So, yeah, do not return yet. Let's go back to the live guy momentarily. The videos and everything he's showing, they're already out here on the
in Alaska in 25 years. We're in Seward. We have a tsunami warning. 7.2 earthquake.
That's why I'm re-showing some of this in case somebody's, just now coming in. I appreciate y'all coming in. And yeah, let's see this one. Receding waters ahead of Alaska tsunami. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while. That's a sure sign of a tsunami, y'all. When your waters, I don't know why the music is like that. It says Kodiak. I don't know. A lot of these times, these videos, like on even TikTok, the music will add itself automatically. But, the algorithm sees the beach or whatever, and it probably added music. So that's probably why you have that kind of music there. Live tsunami alert broadcast. Alaska radio stations cut in.
If you are located in this coastal area, tsunami warning. Repeat, tsunami warning. The tsunami warning remains in effect for the coastal areas of Alaska from Kennedy Entrance, Alaska, which is located 40 miles southwest of Homer to Unamac Pass, Alaska, which is located 80 miles northeast of Alaska. If you are located in this coastal area, move inland to higher ground. Tsunami warnings mean that a tsunami with significant inundation is possible or is already occurring. Tsunamis are a series of waves dangerous.
I don't know, Wendy B. I be guessing a lot, but I do know if I put a video up on TikTok, a lot of times it'll try to add the music itself. So, you know what they say, when I assume something, sorry about that. All right, let's go back to this live guy here.
Asbury Island, which is the island, Kodiak Island.
I mean, I don't know what's with the
Get out of that
airplane,
water.
except for getting them out of the water. I'm just waiting, you know, see if
People better get out of that water, man.
if water is receding,
Seriously.
there's definitely a possibility. Who knows? Mother Nature, how long it may even take. So, yeah. I'm not saying for definite. I don't know if it's coming or not. Let me check.
We don't know what we're going to get here. That's why we're waiting to see if we get this tsunami or not.
See what he's saying over there. I don't have a clue. Is he live? Where do you find him live at? I don't see Dutch Sense live. Just saying, I don't. If he's covering this, where is he at? I mean, I don't know. I don't see it. I went to his channel.
We wait and see.
I mean, I'd be glad to watch him too. All right, let's see what we got here.
Happened around 12:38 Pacific, their time. Mr. B. Bao says 100% chance of not seeing a tsunami on Lake Hood.
Linda B, hello. Chance on a lake. What this guy said, Mr. B said, whoever, yeah, may not see a tsunami on this supposed lake or whatever. So that may be good. That is really good. So let me look around before I end the live stream, and hopefully I won't yet. I want to look around in the background a little bit more in case I see something new. I can show you a video of some shaking. When you're live streaming, it's easy to mince your words and all this, and I do that. I speak about misspeaking, and I don't try to misspeak, but he's fixing to change up. So let me go here. Let me try to share this screen up here just to give you a shot of something else I believe I just found. Just like I don't know what Kodiak unless they're talking about the camera. I'm just embarrassing myself, y'all. This is really like the first time I've ever done this. So give me a break, y'all. If I can get this video to play.
In the advisory zone. Neither is the Kenai Peninsula. It begins south of the Kenai Peninsula, a little bit north of Kodiak, and then down on the Pacific side. So the advisory is still a possibility, means the tsunami is still a possibility, but the risk of it going farther inland is much reduced. According to Dave Schneider, they have seen a tsunami in the area, and we are waiting for information from the Tsunami Warning Center for how big that possibly was. The indications were that it's not a large wave that has come through, but we are continuing to check on that information and see if there's any updates on that. At this point, there is still an advisory in place, so we still want people to be taking precautions. In particular, you want to stay off the beach, you want to stay out of the harbors, because there is still some form of an unusual wave, unusual currents that are possible. And Dave Schneider, again from the Tsunami Warning Center, said that there is a possibility of these unusual waves, unusual currents continuing for about 24 hours. So you want to continue to be cautious, at least for the next day, if you happen to be in those areas.
And we are getting new information on the aftershocks that have been generated. We have heard from some of you in that Sandpoint community in and around Cold Bay as well, feeling the shaking, which probably feels as if it's gone nonstop from that initial earthquake that happened, again, just 12:37. It was a magnitude 7.3. That is a large earthquake that will cause, again, moderate to strong shaking. It was rather shallow. There we did have, but again, close to a dozen that have been magnitude 4.0 or greater. I see 4.2, 4.1, 4.1, another 4.2. And just here in the last 20 minutes, we have had a 4.4. So these aftershocks are ongoing. We do still have a tsunami advisory in place because of the threat from that tsunami, which has been generated. But fortunately, the good news is they're not expecting a large inundating wave. It is the coastal areas, the local coastline, the harbors, the beach there into the bays that you need to be prepared for impacts. That could be anything from waves coming in, smaller waves, but very unusual and erratic waves, to quick current changes. And that's why we stress it is so important to stay off from the beach, because you cannot really anticipate what that water is going to do when it hits the coastline. We've seen in the past that people wanted to go down and just look at it and see what it's like, what it's all about, and then they run into danger very quickly. So we do not want that situation. Just stay off the beach until this is done. We will let you know as soon as we have the all clear from the Tsunami Warning Center. They're monitoring those buoys in real time. They're monitoring the water, and as soon as they go, okay, the water has settled back down following this earthquake, they will let us know. And then you can go back to normal operations.
Let's do one quick look again at some of the recommended actions for when there's a tsunami advisory. Again, it has been downgraded. The original was a tsunami warning, which is get to higher ground, get away, get into multi-story buildings. You know, that's a risk of life and property. This is, you want to move off the water, get off the beach and away from the coast. You still have the possibility of those waves, multiple waves. They will be unusual for your area, and there could possibly be unusual currents, things that you don't expect. So you want to be extra cautious if you are near the water at this time. You want to move away from the water, and you want to, again, move inland or uphill. If you are on a boat and you can move out to sea, you want to go to a depth of at least 180 feet. This gives the boat time to adjust to the possibility of the wave. Waves, and then if you are at sea, please avoid entering shallow water or harbors, marinas, bays, and inlets. You want to stay at inlets. You want to stay at sea. Until the danger happens.
Sorry about that, y'all. Can you hear me now? Yeah, thank y'all for coming in and hitting that thumbs up. There's a storm approaching here in South Carolina. It may have something to do with this. I don't know. I've watched a couple live streams today where people were having problems. They're saying there's aftershocks, but the potential of a tsunami, the percentage-wise, supposedly is going down. The possibility of a big wave, I mean, anything's still possible, but as time goes on, yeah, let me see if I can look one more time at this interactive map. I mean, I can leave it playing if y'all want me to leave it playing with this guy live streaming and playing the local news and everything else, but let me see if I can play this interactive map here. This might be part of my problem too. I was trying to pull this up. As you can see in this area here, 1 hour and 36 minutes ago. I don't know how far behind I am in the chat, but it's all good. I'll figure it out. There's a time delay in this area. So there's supposedly, I guess so, aftershocks. So, yeah. And that's what I was looking for, like a 4.4 in this area is what I see. Sand point of 4.2. Sand point of 4.1. Another 4.1. So, yeah, all these aftershocks are in this area. After this 7.3 magnitude earthquake, it was like 1, 2, 3, 4 aftershocks. From a 4.1 to 4.2, 4.4. So, yeah, it's all good, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming in. And so, yeah, if this is showing up good, that's awesome. And now there's a 5.2. I'm seeing right here on my interactive map on Quake Feed. That's what I use on my cell phone. I pay like $5 a year for it, and it's still a lot of times inaccurate. You know how it is, y'all. I get basically the same service as the free service, but I thought I'd get something special by paying $5 a year anyway, but I don't. It may be. I mean, if there's a tsunami and I see it, you know, I'll put the videos up about it or whatever. Let me go over here at X and look one more time at this guy live. I don't want to leave y'all hanging. I'm not a professional and I don't try to be, but the more I live stream and the more I figure out this stuff, yeah, I get better at it. Don't want to disappoint nobody, but I mean, like, if no tsunami has happened anyway, so we hadn't missed a thing, you know? Even out of my lack of technology and workings and all that. You know what I'm saying? We still hadn't missed anything, y'all. For real. Hello, Face the Ace. I'm going to take this one last look, y'all, and I'll 90s movie. AI might kill us all in the future. Yeah, AI might kill us all. Justin Bieber come out with some new pictures. I don't know why it's not pulling up my search bar. Just one of them things, y'all. Them storms are moving in on me and here in South Carolina. I need my search bar. I use Twitter a lot. I can't help it. I don't know what else to use. There's readily information on Twitter. So, village food season. It's coming up. Another 5.2. All right, let's look this up. I'm getting all kind of notifications. Can y'all hear me pretty good? I'm apologize for this, y'all. Thank you, Treeland T. Carnivore Joyce. Good to see everyone. Thank y'all. I have a great community of supporters, and I really appreciate everyone that comes in. Let's try to catch this guy live again. 5x5. Thank you. Laura K., you not late today, are you? This will be my live stream for today. Tsunami incoming. I mean, like, really, I don't know. And nobody knows until it happens. There was buoys and alerts and all these things going on. Nobody knows until it happens. Water receding on Alaska's coast, evacuate. So you only have minutes. This is the kind of information they were putting out there. And I was just trying to catch this guy alive again. I don't know where he's at. I keep getting all kind of alerts and things just pulling on my internet. But anyway, that's pretty much it, y'all. I don't think there is going to be a major tsunami. And I hope there's not. I don't know why it's pulling so hard. The community is on a internet. What is it? Fiber optic. Yeah. And it runs to the electric company like 4 counties away. I don't know if they use big satellites or what it is, but it's through fiber optic. Let me see if I can find that guy on here real quick on my phone. Right here.
Buoys have measured an actual tsunami. We don't know the specific height of it at this point. We're continuing to see, to get more information about that. But so far, we are continuing to just monitor the situation, and we will hopefully get some more information here from the Tsunami Warning Center, and also just kind of keeping everybody up to
We're kind of like on a wait and see.
as it has been downgraded to an advisory.
That's all
but
it
we've
is.
Spoken before that we are.
That's
not
all it is wait and
completely
see.
Out of the danger zone.
Just about 5 seconds here.
Yes.
We're going to join our broadcast audience to stay with us.
That's
here.
all it is a
Welcome
waiting
here from
game.
Alaska's news
A
store.
tsunami-
We're following a tsunami advisory here. You may
Doesn't say, hey, I'm on the way. Everybody get. That's why there was like 400. Is it 400,000 or a couple 100,000 people lost their lives in India on Christmas Day, I believe it was. Or was it the day after Christmas? Something like that, y'all. Years ago, I remember that. It was devastating. And there were Americans vacationing, and it was like a 7.6 magnitude right off the shore. Yeah, a tsunami is not going to say, hey, I'm on the way. It's just going to spring up from out of nowhere, you know? So that's why it's good to just be out of the away from the coast and elevation. If you can get up into the mountains or whatever it might be and get away from it. My internet sucks worse than ever today. I don't like using that word. I do not like using that word. I don't even see my chat. I really don't. I don't even see the chat. That's how bad the internet sucks. The word I don't like to use. I'm going to share the screen one more time, because that's where we are, is what these ladies are saying. I don't know why it's pulling so hard. Yeah. I got to listen to the echo, y'all, to make sure I'm getting audio and picture. Look in on my phone. That's how bad the signal is. There's something going on. It says a strong signal. It's lying, isn't it? If it's such a strong signal, why is it letting me down? But it'll play over here on my phone. Everything sucks, y'all. That's my life.
So this, right. So it only matters the size and location of the earthquake. So it doesn't really matter if it's an aftershock, main shock, foreshock. That's irrelevant. It's just how big is it and where is it? It's unlikely at this point to see another magnitude 7.0 or greater, but it's possible. There could be a completely separate event that's not even related to this that could create a tsunami. That can happen at any time in Alaska. So these magnitude 4 and 5 aftershocks, though, they're not large enough to create a tsunami. So as you can see on this map here, all of these little points, these red and orange dots, these are aftershocks that have now happened since that main shock there, but these are not large enough that they would create a tsunami concern. So good news there. Don't worry about that right now.
Right. And as you look at that map, it is those areas that are in red, those are the most recent aftershocks, and the size of the dot indicates how big it is. So there is that big initial earthquake that was at 12:37 this afternoon, and since then we have had those continuing aftershocks that have moved through the area, and we are getting reports that people are, they're still feeling the earth kind of shaking in that area. And as living through the 7.2 earthquake here in Anchorage, I think 6 years ago now, it was terrifying. And so I know that then when you feel the aftershocks, you think we're going to experience another earthquake that size. It's very difficult. So hopefully we can give you a little comfort that it looks like the tsunami danger has been lowered. And so we are looking at still a possibility, but mainly we're dealing with things that are along the coastline.
And we do have an aftershock forecast now. So this is based on historical data of earthquakes of this size in this location. There's only a 7% chance that we would see a magnitude 7.0 or larger aftershock from this earthquake. That is a low chance, but there is a chance, and that is
things that are along the coastline.
And we do have an aftershock forecast now. So this is based on historical data of earthquakes of this size in this location. There's only a 7% chance that we would see a magnitude 7.0 or larger aftershock from this earthquake. That is a low chance, but there is a chance, and that is within the next week. There is still a 41% chance that we could see a magnitude 6.0 or larger earthquake, and an 89% chance that we'll see additional 5.0 or larger aftershocks from this. Now, this is a maybe more a surprising statistic. There is a greater than 99% chance that we will continue to see magnitude 4.0 and larger aftershocks continuing over the next week. Those are large enough to feel. So unfortunately, for those of you that felt the big one, the 7.3, you're likely going to continue, especially closer to Sandpoint and Cold Bay. You're going to continue to feel the shaking. And gosh, that is unnerving after you've gone through a magnitude 7.3. You don't want to feel any shaking at that point. You want that ground to be stable. So just remember what you've practiced. You do practice this all the time. We'll pull up that forecast for you again of what the anticipation is, just so that you're not caught off guard and you are anticipating these aftershocks. You drop, you cover, and you hold on no matter the size of the shaking. Do not wait to determine, is this big enough to respond to? Just respond at this point. Then you don't have to worry about whether you are safe or not. So two different concerns at the same time. One is from the shaking and the injuries that can happen from earthquakes, and the other is from the tsunami threat. Good news is the tsunami threat is only for the coastline, for those harbors, and for the beach. That's the area you need to stay away from. Again, the Kenai Peninsula anchorage is not under any threat from this. So no concerns there. If you're fishing the Kenai, if you're down in Soldotna, out on the water, no problem. Keep doing what you're doing. But if you're in Sandpoint, Cold Bay, Kodiak, that's where you need to get out of the water. If you have a boat in the water, that needs to be offshore, because what happens is the water is just moving about and you get those strong currents and you don't want to get damaged there.
And so it's interesting because you said that if when you feel the shaking, stop, cover, and hold.
Yes.
And wait till the shaking stops. Again, you don't wait. And that's what we also see with the tsunami warning is you don't wait to see how big it is. When you get those warnings, when you get those advisories, you move now. And we did get a number of people on our Facebook page. It was really great to see that they said, you know, I believe it was King Cove. We're in King Cove. We're on higher ground. And that's exactly what you need to do. So we really applaud those people that respond that way when you are when you get the warning. Even as an advisory, you want to, the danger is lowered, but it is not non-existent at this point. And so we want to keep everybody alert. And one of the things that we were talking about is that the reason that it is pretty isolated is because of the depth of the earthquake.
Yes.
It was only about 12 miles deep, so it isn't expected to impact the Pacific Island or the Pacific Ocean much, or areas around Southeast, not expected to cross the Gulf of Alaska.
Yeah, I want to pull up this graphic for you just as an example to show you again. So the earthquake happened here 50 miles south of Sandpoint. The water, where the earthquake happened was 12 miles deep. So there's only 12 miles below the Earth's surface that this happened. So the water on top of that is impacted by the shaking, and that's what creates those waves. Imagine you throw a rock into a pond, and that's going to create that ripple effect that propagates all directions from it. You throw a small rock in a small pond, you're going to have smaller waves. You throw a big rock in a big pond, you're going to have bigger waves. That's just the reality of it. And how deep that earthquake is shows how much mass there was to move, how much earth there was to move to create that water to go up and down. So because it was 12 miles deep, after looking at how the water responded to that, scientists at the Tsunami Warning Center were able to say, yes, we've seen a wave, it's been generated, but fortunately it was small enough that it is not going to cause widespread inundation into these communities, something that we do always watch out for when we have an earthquake of this size in the area that's over the ocean. So also just want to point out, it's the Pacific facing areas that do need to be at concern just of where that water is going to go.
Yeah, so when you see the map, it's sometimes a little confusing, I think, because you do see some on the Bering Sea side, but that is because of the way it is designed as a zone.
Right.
And so it puts the whole zone in there, even if the half of the zone is not involved in it. And I think that's also why Homer was originally lit up and parts of the Kenai Peninsula were lit up. was because we were into the zone.
And this can be so frustrating. We have seen this a number of times here in Alaska, that you get that scary sound on your phone. You see the alerts going on your television, your radio, and you're not sure if it is for you. That's why we're here. We're here to let you know who needs to pay attention and who doesn't. So again, anyone on the Kenai Peninsula, Anchorage, you may have gotten the alert. It doesn't matter. You are not at risk. And it's just because of how they send out those signals. That technology will get better. There will be a day, hopefully, that we even get a warning before the earthquake happens here in Alaska, but that time's not here yet. The fact that we get the warning on our phone, that's progress from how it was decades ago, but it still requires you to look at the information or to tune in and really find out, does this matter to me? Before you know, and if you're in a tsunami zone. If you're in a tsunami zone and you feel shaking, you don't need to wait for a warning. You don't need to wait for anyone to tell you to get to higher ground. You get your own natural warning from the shaking.
Right. And I was around about 5 people, or the group that I was around, about 5 phones went off, and it was quite startling. My first thought, because it is an alarm alert, and my first thought was, what's happened? And I turned to because my phone did not go off, and I turned to the person and I'm like, what is it? And she showed me tsunami warning, and I instantly knew that we had to get over here and jump on the air, because it is a frightening sound.
Scary.
And so when you don't know if it impacts you, it is quite scary, but we do have much more information now.
Yeah, and I do want to just mention, while we're here letting you know the current situation with this tsunami advisory and with the latest aftershocks, we have a team of reporters that are reaching out to all of the communities that are impacted there. If you have damage in your community, call the newsroom, let us know. But they've reached out to local officials. We've heard from Senator Sullivan that he's monitoring the situation very closely, along with a lot of local officials as well. So we will continue to bring that information as it comes in. If we hear of any damage, any impacts, any injuries from this, just from the earthquake itself, we will continue to bring you that information right here on Alaska's news source. But right now, the main concern, we got to get through this tsunami advisory. That's the main concern, as we again are not expecting a widespread inundating tsunami, not the big
We're waiting.
but those local impacts can be sneaky. Sometimes you might be wanting to go down to the beach and see what this wave looks like, and it comes in and gets you before you realize what's happening. So that's what we don't want to have happen. Just stay safe, stay off the beach, make sure that you're out of the harbor, and then once they tell us that the water's settled down, we'll let you know and we'll go right back to normal.
Right. Yeah, I think that the movies have depicted tsunamis as one giant wave that comes over, and that's not what this looks like. And in this case, from what we've been able to deduce, that the buoys haven't measured a huge wave. They have measured a tsunami. They have measured a change in that wave, a building of that wave. So just kind of be prepared for that. But it is not a huge wave, which is why it's an advisory. But also it is a series of waves, and it pushes through and it messes with the water and the environment and brings debris in where you're not expecting it to be. And that's that's where some of your risk comes from.
Yeah, we weren't even expecting those first waves to reach Kodiak until 2:40. So it is now 2:44. 2:40 is when the forecast was for the first waves to reach Kodiak. We are not at that time yet, so we are still waiting to see those waves make their way to Kodiak. If you're in Kodiak and go, gosh, this happened at 12:30, it's now been 2 hours and I'm not seeing anything happening here in Kodiak, that wasn't expected to happen until about 2:40. So still waiting on those times. Again, here is when they were anticipating that first activity to begin in various communities. Sandpoint was first because you're the closest to the earthquake, only 50 miles from the epicenter. So that was expected to start around 1:30, Cold Bay 2:25, and then Kodiak at 2:40. So we're just beginning to see, again, potential impacts moving into those communities. The Tsunami Warning Center, they are watching, and it looks like it was just cleared. We just had the all clear.
Yes.
There is no longer a tsunami advisory or warning in effect. So the threat from a tsunami has just been cleared. Even if you are in Kodiak.
Cleared, all clear.
No longer a threat to those coastlines. Your local officials will determine when and how it is safe to return to your homes had you still been evacuated.
Thank God.
Continue to listen to them for the latest guidance. They will point you in the right direction there. But again, we are seeing no tsunami warning or advisory in effect any longer for any communities in the state of Alaska, anywhere in the world right now. I can tell you that we don't have any impacts from any tsunamis.
Great
All
news,
clear
folks.
has been given from
All
the
clear has
Tsunami
been
Center. We
given.
are getting in now observation. Sandpoint, Alaska did experience just at 2:10 a observed tsunami height
Ooh, they got
of
lucky.
0.2 of a foot. So that sounds relatively small, but the impacts of that much additional water in a harbor can be significant. So you go, oh, it's not this big, huge 6-foot wave. It's was only 0.2 of a foot, which is what they were anticipating. So that has come and gone. So good news there. They're saying, please do not reoccupy those hazard zones, even though the advisory has been canceled until local emergency officials indicate that it is safe to do so. We do know a tsunami was generated by this event, but no longer poses a threat. Some areas will continue to see small sea level changes. So you're still going to see some of those currents, some of that erratic behavior from the water that determined to reoccupy any of those hazard zones. Those will be made by your local officials. But we do know from the Tsunami Warning Center, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, which is based right here in Palmer, Alaska, that a tsunami was generated. It reached Sand Point, and they are no longer expecting any threats from those waves. So again, the main impacts that you'll continue to see at this point are just from the aftershocks that are likely to continue. Again, we know we've already seen 2 magnitude 5.0, not seeing any larger than that, but that's still potential. So you feel the shaking, drop, cover, hold on, and those will continue to weaken over time.
And we will, as Melissa mentioned earlier, we do have our team is contacting the different communities, finding out what they felt, what they saw, what was going on in their communities, and we'll bring that to you tonight, of course, on our newscast, and coming back here live if the situation warrants it. We want to thank you all for sticking with us. We really appreciate it. And
and just a reminder that even though your day was likely impacted, if you're in one of these communities, not how you expected your Wednesday to go, just use this as a reminder that you got a really real life opportunity for a real life drill. And just because we didn't see that inundating tsunami in your community doesn't mean that that threat wasn't possible. They thought that it was certainly possible when those sirens went.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. As you see, the 7.3 first preliminary reported as a 7.2. Yeah, I'll read off here in just a moment. It was a 7.2 with a tsunami warning. And there's been small earthquakes, I would say 4.2, or aftershocks 4.1, 4.1, and a 4.0, and a 4.2, a 4.4, a 4.3, a 5.2 is the last one. And as you have heard, everything is in the all clear now for a tsunami. I just wanted to cover that in case we caught a tsunami live, watching it here on Super Days. You go out here and you can look on Twitter, X. I'm sure there's other places, and I use X a lot. Yeah, some of these events may be carried live, and we get to see it together, you know? And if it would have affected Alaska in such a horrific way, you know, would it affect the West Coast of America? That's another concern. You know, Oregon, Washington State, California. The farther you go away, probably, if it's not a tidal wave, the tsunami would be less of a threat to to these western states on the coast, like Oregon and Washington State and California. Just saying, y'all. Thank y'all. Please hit the thumbs up. Super Dave is no expert. I always admit it. I admit it, y'all. I have trouble. I have technical difficulties, but I have fun, and I learn a lot from you all. I learn a lot through these problems and things, and I just, it's a new experience every time, you know. But yeah, I'm glad we didn't have to wait all night, y'all. Thank y'all. It's in the all clear. And everyone, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Remember to hit that thumbs up, y'all. Let me find my little outro video. That's pretty much it. The excitement is over, if you want to call it that. I'm glad it didn't hit, y'all. I really am, because lives could be lost, and we've had enough damage from these floodings and things happening in America, the lower 48 states. Yeah, y'all. I mean, we don't need no more right now. And as someone said in the chat, we prayed it away, you know. We wished and hoped that it didn't happen. And that's the way it went. So hold on to hope and pray, y'all, because it changes a lot of things.